Hey, what's going on, my friends? Misha Wilson here, coming at you on a Wednesday afternoon from the beautiful island of Maui, Hawaii. And hey, in today's video, I want to talk about something that really resonated with me last night when I was reviewing the book Essentialism, based on an experience I recently had in my own business. And what it's called the sunk cost bias. And more or less what it is it's the experience that in your business, when you're working on a certain given project for a period of time and you're having a hard time making it work, right? You need to realize that that's just part of the game as an entrepreneur. A little while ago when I was at the Acceleration Mastermind in Chicago with the Elite Marketing Pro guys, these are guys who have been in business for over 10 years, and they were saying that on average, only 1 out of 4 of their sales funnels converts the way they want it to, right? So part of being an entrepreneur is just being all right with failing, and being all right with failing over and over and over again until you hit that kind of success, and that one success will go ahead and be like a little gold mine for you and your business moving forward, right? But what the sunk cost bias is it's the kind of phenomena that the more time and effort and energy you put into something, the more that you want to continue to keep putting into it to make it a success, because you have more of an emotional attachment based on all the energy that you've already gone ahead and put into it. But the truth is, some things just aren't going to work. There's certain campaigns that you're going to go ahead and sink your time, your effort, your energy into, and they're not going to pan out, right? And that's just part of the game, like I was just saying. So recently what happened in my own business is I've been setting up this automated webinar campaign, right? And I worked on this thing for about 3 months to get the whole infrastructure of this thing set up and to get the webinar all like perfected, or at least perfected to my own standards and kind of where I wanted it to be, which, to be honest, was probably a little bit too much time. I mean, of course, it's going to take some time to put together the whole presentation. Then I had indoctrination videos and a follow-up series and the actual presentation recorded, etc. But 3 months was pushing it. And then after the 3 months, I went ahead and I launched it and I created it and made it live in my sales funnel and my sales process, and the thing just wasn't converting the way I wanted it to. And I literally, because I put so much time, effort, energy, and just focus into this project over the previous 3 months, I was just like hitting my head against the wall trying to get this thing to work, which I had no control over making it work. I mean, I did to a certain extent, but really what I needed was third-party coaching from an expert who had already gone ahead and set this thing up. And instead of just going out and paying for the third-party coaching and, the expert's advice, I took this kind of approach where I was just going to keep trying, and keep trying until I succeeded. And usually I'm really good about looking at something, realizing that I'm investing too much time, too much energy, too much effort into a given project without seeing an ROI with that time invested, and I can move on pretty quickly, right? But with this particular project, I put so much time, I put so much energy, I put so much kind of passion into getting the thing right that when it didn't work out, I had this huge emotional attachment to it, and I wanted to do everything in my power, whether that meant taking another 3 months to try to optimize every little aspect of every little piece of the sales funnel. And that's pretty much what I did. I mean, I didn't work on it full time for another 3 months, but I took a good chunk of my time out of the next 3 months to keep working on this thing, to get it to convert at really still just subpar levels, because the honest truth is I just think the message to market match isn't quite spot on, right? So that was an experience that really resonated with me. When I read this book last night, I was like, God, I really fell into that trap. And I think a lot of people fall into that trap because you have a certain amount of emotional attachment to all your projects that you work on. They're kind of your little babies when you're an entrepreneur, right? You have certain little things going and certain things you kind of like doing, other things you really love doing. Those things you love doing, hopefully they work out, but a large percentage of the time they won't. And you need to realize that that's part of the game. You need to realize that failing more than you succeed is just really the name of the game as an entrepreneur. And those few times you succeed, you'll absolutely be able to feed yourself and your family just based on those few successes for months, if not even years to come. But you also need to take into account the sunk cost bias and realize that you need to analyze whether you're putting too much time, too much energy, and too much effort into simply trying to force something to work that's not going to work based on you already putting time, effort, energy, and resources into this project, all right? It's this cycle. The more time, the more effort, more energy you initially put into the cycle, into the project, the more of an emotional attachment you have to making that work, meaning that no matter what you do, even if it's not gonna work anytime, or maybe you need to go get coaching, maybe you need to do something completely different besides just sitting there banging your head against the wall like I personally was. You need to realize that at a given point, it's better to just step away, either ask for third-party advice, get coaching from an expert, or completely and totally scratch the project and start working on newer projects that have a better chance of succeeding. So guys, as always, I hope you got a ton of value out of this video. I'm actually headed up to the bank right now, gotta go deposit a check, then I'm getting back to work. It's actually a pretty cloudy day here on Maui, Hawaii. But yeah, I hope you got value out of this video. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was with a quick comment below this video. Share on social media if you did get value. And as always, if you're struggling to generate traffic and leads for your business, head over to my blog, mishawilson.com, where you can download a free copy of my report, The 5 Pillars of Profitable Business Building Traffic, where I show you exactly how I generate 75 to 100 leads every single day in my business, but not only how I generate those leads, but also the systems and the processes I use in my own personal business in order to be profitable with all of my traffic campaigns. So having said that, once again, I hope you got a ton of value, and I will talk with you very soon.